Okay, so we're going to talk about oxygen administration now. We've taken our oxygen airway bag here and stripped it down so we can actually see what's going on inside of it. But the key parts to actually delivering oxygen to the patient is obviously the oxygen tank, the regulator, and an oxygen mask or delivery system of some sort. So what we're looking at specifically here are non-rebreather masks. So there's a number of different sizes. They have the ones with the bag on them, and they will deliver up to 90% oxygen to the patient. We've also got a simple face mask, which is the same mask but without the actual bag on it, and it will deliver somewhere around 40% oxygen to the patient. And we also have a nasal cannula, and the nasal cannula, just two little prongs that go into the patient's nose, and it can deliver anywhere between 24 and 44% oxygen. And finally, the BVM also is a device to deliver oxygen, and when you attach it, this fills up and it delivers almost 100% oxygen if you're making a good seal when you do that. Okay, so to actually go ahead and attach one of these, what you do is you need to get to your oxygen tubing. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll attach a non-rebreather mask. So the oxygen tubing is going to go onto the port, the nipple on the actual regulator on one end, and on the other end it's going to go onto the port on the mask itself here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the tank first. So I use the key and I just crack the tank so that the gauge reads, and in this case it's full, over 2,000 psi in there right now. And I'm going to start the oxygen flowing by turning the regulator to the appropriate amount. So with a non-rebreather mask, we're going to run that from anywhere from 12 to 15 liters a minute. This regulator goes up to 15, so we'll run that at 15 liters a minute. And what I want to make sure happens is I want to see this bag fill up. So I can help that along by just occluding that quickly. And that fills up that bag. And now when the patient goes to breathe, they're breathing the oxygen through this bag primarily. So I can also use the BVM, and to do that I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to connect it to the oxygen nipple on the back of the BVM, and I'm going to turn on the oxygen, in this case up to 15 liters a minute is what I want to be flowing at. And the same thing here, I want to see this bag fill up. So I can occlude the port a little bit here, and that'll help fill that bag up a little bit more quickly. All right, and every time I go and give a breath, what's going to happen is that bag is going to deflate and it's going to refill. And that's what makes sure the oxygen is being delivered through to the patient. And again, with a BVM and a good seal, you can almost get 100% oxygen delivery to the patient. Okay, so I've got my non-rebreather hooked up. I've sized the mask already to the patient's face, the same way that I would do a BVM sizing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply it over the patient's face. So I'm going to just let the patient know that this is happening. So, sir, I'm just going to put an oxygen mask on you. Okay, it's just going to feel a bit cold on your nose and your mouth. Is that okay? And when the patient accepts that, all right, I'm just going to put the strap in behind their face like this. And that's delivering now the, the flow rate of 12 to 15 liters a minute to a non-rebreather for the patient. Okay, so we're going to just look at the nasal cannula. So you've got two nasal prongs here that are going to go in the nares of the nose. This gets attached, it comes with its own tube, so that gets attached to the tank. And we're going to run that at anywhere from 2 to 6 liters a minute. I'm going to run this at 4 liters a minute right now. So we'll just get that going. And that's just kind of a gentle flow of oxygen coming out of there. So the same thing, we're going to tell the patient what we're doing. So, sir, I'm just going to put these two little prongs just up to your nose. All right? Does that feel okay? Good. So I'm just going to put it, you don't have to stick it right in there. Just going to put it up to the nose and then wrap it around behind the ears here. And there's a little cinch on the back that just holds it in place. Does that feel okay, sir? And that's just going to deliver a little bit more gentle oxygen flow. The max you go up to with this is 6 liters a minute, otherwise they're going to get really dry sinuses.